Good evening and welcome to Metro Focus. I'm Rafael P. Roman. Thank God it's Friday. That's what many of us say at the end of the week as we look forward to disconnecting from our boss. But what happens if we get emails or texts from said boss when we're officially off work? Are we required to answer? And if we don't, could we be penalized or even fired? Well, now a New York City Council member is hoping to come to the rescue with his so-called right to disconnect bill. If passed, that legislation would make it illegal for employers to require their employees to respond to emails or text outside of regular work hours. And employers who still contact their subordinates after hours demanding a response could face a fine. Good idea or the ultimate in government meddling? Joining us now with answers is Rafael Espinal Jr., the City Council member who introduced the right to disconnect bill. Council member, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So Councilman, how exactly would your bill work?
So what the bill would do was simply give the rights to an employee to disconnect from work after they leave the workplace, after the usual work hours. So if a boss reaches out to you, an employer reaches out to you, you'll have the right to say, at that moment, I don't want to respond to this email or to this text message or this call. It's not an emergency. I have things to do in my own personal life. And you draw that line between your work life and your personal life without fear that if you go into work the next day, your boss will retaliate against you.
So how is this law going to be enforced?
Well, it's simply just like any other law the city puts in place. You know, there's a 301 system. If you call 311, if you feel your rights are being violated, 301 will connect you to the Department of Consumer Affairs. That department will then investigate your claim, investigate the employer, and come to a conclusion whether or not you have a valid claim against the company. And then, if found guilty, the employer will have to pay $250 to the employee and $500 to the city.
So ultimately, or at the outset, it depends on the employee dropping the dime on the employer, right?
Right, exactly.
So how does the law prevent an employer from retaliating against the employee? Because it's going to be like 2 months later, maybe, if retaliation happens. Well, you're not doing your work right, or you were late twice, or you're out. How do you protect the employee?
I mean, that's a very interesting question, and I think those are conversations to be had. But again, this is about the instance of employees not feeling the pressure of always having to be on the clock. Mm-hmm. Listen, there are labor rules, labor rights that were put in place many years ago to protect workers from abuse and exploitation. I think that the digital era has kind of blurred those lines. You know, mm-hmm. It's very possible now for your boss to contact you any time of the day, yeah. And it's very easy to forget, when you're off the clock,
Sure.
So this is really going to make sure that there's a clear line to make sure that people know that they have the right.
Which businesses are subject to the law and which businesses are exempt?
Well, right now, this bill currently covers mostly all businesses, but there are exceptions in the bill that make sure that any employee who's required to work 24 hours because of the job type is not covered in this bill. Also, if there are emergencies that the employer has to reach out to you, those emergencies are not covered as a right to disconnect. They will have the right to need you to answer that call, because I understand there are jobs out there where you need your employees to be available because things do come up. But this is about doing away with those non-emergency correspondences, taking the pressure and the load off the employee.
The legislation specifically exclude government employees. Why? I mean, aside from first responders and transportation and public safety personnel, I don't see a lot of government departments open in the weekends.
Yeah, that wasn't intentional. There's actually a separate bill focused on the public employees. My bill right now covers private and companies that have 10 employees or more. So there is conversation about the public side. So that argument is a separate argument, but I think it's also a necessary one. There's a lot of government employees who feel the pressure from their elected official bosses or from the agency they're working for.
Yeah, because I saw this and I said, listen, somebody's going to say, hey, if you're going to force it on the private sector, why not force it on yourself? But you're saying a separate bill is going to be doing that.
Yeah, that conversation is there.
So what about a small business person who's just trying to make it? I mean, he's on the edge. He or she is on the edge. She doesn't tell her employees to come in on the weekends, but she does. And it's not an emergency, but in order for her to get the work done on the weekends, she has to call the employees and to ask questions. What happens to her? What happens to that business?
Well, this doesn't cover startups, doesn't cover small mom and pop shops. Again, these are all discussions that I'm hoping to have. I'm looking to have a public hearing in City Hall in June, and in that way, all stakeholders can come in and express their support or their reservations or their concerns, and that would better guide me on what the legislation, how the legislation should move forward. I mean, in France and Germany, they all have this legislation in place. It does cover, I believe, 50 employees or more. I'm sure they came to that conclusion for certain reasons. I think it's also important to note that any employee that decides to continue working can continue working. This doesn't mean that if your employee is off the clock, that he doesn't have the right, or he or she doesn't have the right to respond to you if there's an emergency. Again, I believe if you have a healthy work environment, you have those employees that enjoy their job, they will continue responding.
So finally, Council Member, the viewers watching us right now, a year from today, are they going to be watching knowing that it's not even a possibility that their employer is going to be texting them or emailing them, expecting an answer? Thanks to your legislation?
I would hope that's the case. I mean, I think a lot of the millennial generation has suffered a lot of the brunt of technology coming into the workplace, and I'm thinking about the future and how we move forward and making sure we're protecting New Yorkers' rights.
So you're optimistic that this is going to pass?
I'm optimistic personally. I believe in this bill. I'm just hoping my colleagues see it the same way.
All right. Okay, we'll see. Councilman, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Rafael.